the Just Steph Show, and I'm your host, Steph Palermo, your Italian Boston girl who's an empath, healer, and all-around seeker of wisdom. Tune in weekly for advice on how to live your best life at work, home, or play so you can feel groovy every day.
Hey, it's the Just Steph Show. Everybody has two lives. The second one begins when you realize you only have one. We are second lifers. We're empty nesters, newly single, and those starting over. 8-3. Your healthy, happy 6 years are just beginning. So today, happy International Women's Day. Today is Tuesday, March 8th, 2022. And I went to this really great event this morning in Boston. And it was like I had like a real job. I had to get up and get dressed and get in the car and drive to Boston. And so I drove around to find a spot, but I had to end up in a parking lot. But that was okay. It was really close to where I needed to be. And so I was in this really great bakery called Flour, and it's on the corner of Cambridge and Blossom Street in Boston. And it was an event that was orchestrated by Boston businesswomen. And it was just kind of like drop in, have a cup of coffee, and celebrate International Women's Day. And so they have all these great, beautiful pastries and, breakfast pastries, croissants. I had delicious avocado toast with a poached egg that was fabulous. It was I want to go back just for that. It was so good. And the coffee was excellent too. But what was so lovely about it was there was all these really great women that I knew of a few from other events, but it was great to meet all these great new faces and meet all these great women. And what I love about this, and I noticed that for a long time, I felt like I was the oldest one in Boston businesswomen because there was all these young, great women doing amazing things and starting their own businesses and working in corporations and just really killing it. But so there's a diversity in group and ages and all of that. However, I will say I am so impressed with the younger crowd because they are really doing great things. And I didn't get into the business world until I was 50 years old or close to 50 because I was I was raising my kids and I was of that generation that had a choice to stay home and be with my children. And I raised my 4 boys. And so I am just amazed at the wonderful things these young women are doing. So I applaud you for all that you're doing. And thank you for being an inspiration to me as I continue to grow my business. I normally for now that's a problem. Today's Tuesday, and it's now that's a problem day, and I usually just do this in my community, but I decided to go. I wanted to talk about this because it's a problem that a lot of us face. We may do this ourselves, but it's a problem that so many of us face and we don't even realize it, and we think, what's wrong with me? And it's what it is. It's displaced emotions and aggression. And it doesn't necessarily have to be physical aggression. It could be just people not being nice or verbal or whatever that is. And it goes along with lack of forgiveness and really honesty, because if people were honest with themselves, they would never project their trash onto you. And the problem is people are so unwilling to look in the mirror and make the changes to have a life that's really free. And I call it a vision of a liberated life. And
And a liberated life is a life that's free from the shackles of preconceived notions, beliefs that no longer serve us, toxic people, um, thoughts that, negative self talk, and uh, and the lack of self examination. And you'll find that these people that project their internal garbage on you are people who are miserable. They're unhappy, they're unwilling, they're unbending, they're inflexible, they're and it really is very extremely, I call it cavemanish when they resort to these kind of things because it comes from that primitive way of being. They don't know they're not unevolved, and they love to just push their stuff on other people. They refuse to look in the mirror. They refuse to grow, and they don't. Um, they're really miserable. They're unhappy, and they can't see that their misery comes from themselves and not from outside there. You have to remember when we are looking at externals to bring us joy and happiness, it will never be because there's always a rainy day. It's not always sunny. We have to get it from inside. And these are people that lack um, depth in their relationships. They they never are introspective. They don't engage in extreme self-care or any self-care at all, for that matter. They their their conversations are shallow, and they really have nothing to offer anybody, and sometimes are basically a waste of an existence. They they take up air and space and really have no value. It's unfortunate, and a lot of times these people will not change, and they just project their stuff on other people like it's their fault. Oh, no, 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 I don't like them, instead of looking at themselves. Coincidente. My father used to go, coincidente. What happens is if what happens is if you have somebody in your life that's doing this to you, you need to really sort of take control of yourself because it can be painful. It really can, because you think a lot of times you think, what did I do? What's wrong with me? What is happening? Why would when I've been nothing but nice and good, why would somebody? And that's what happens. They do this kind of stuff to people because they can. And there'll be people that are nasty to them, and they'll always be nice to them because they're afraid of them. So I want you to be confident in who you are, know your value, know what you bring to the table, and understand that people who project are just miserable, and they won't change until they really see the light and that they're really miserable inside their own selves. So, if you have somebody in your life like that and you need help to work through it, let me know. I'd be happy to help you with that. And I'm going to type this in the caption. My book is for sale with a book study that I taught. And let's see, buy Steph's book.
www.buystephsbook.com. So it's www.buystephsbook.com, and it's in the chat, in the link. There's a link in the chat. So make sure you buy my book. And if you have any questions or you need help getting clarity in your life, and maybe you have a vision of a liberated life, but you're not quite sure how to get there, let me know. I would be happy to help you and guide you. That's what I do. So have a great International Women's Day. Enjoy it. The weather is nice today here in Boston. I hear we're getting some snow, and I don't know, but hopefully spring is around the corner. So take a risk, be vulnerable, share your heart and love always. Know I love you all. Wishing you love, balance, and peace. Ciao, ciao, baby. I love you. I do.
Thanks for tuning in to the Just Steph Show. I really care about you, your happiness, and helping you make great choices for your life. So tune in next week for more wisdom from me. In the meantime, follow me on my Just Steph Facebook page, on Twitter at Steph Palermo. My Instagram account is JustSteph1, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Steph Palermo. See you next week. Ciao, ciao, baby.